What's going on, fellas? It's another C Boogie production. I hope everybody is having a great day, man. I appreciate all the subscribers, everybody that's showing me love on my videos, man. And that really comes from the heart, bro. Okay, cool. I received the email, and to kind of paraphrase it, man, the email basically was saying, C Boogie, you seem like a pretty a good looking guy, you have a pretty decent body, it seems to me that you have your mind right. What's the problem? Why do you make the videos that you make? And this was coming from a male, coming from a gentleman. And I didn't take any offense to the email. I guess I kind of understood where he was coming from, but I kind of think it was coming from a place of ignorance as well, because if you watch my videos, man, I really talk about a lot of various different subjects, and that's kind of on me. That's kind of my fault, because maybe I didn't focus in on one theme. And I got more ideas for my channel. I actually got a couple community strikes, man, and so if my channel get taken down, I'm really not sure if I'll continue, but we'll see, man. Because I said I was going to invest in some equipment, man. I have 2 computers and tablets and shit, but I know I need updated software and everything for what I want to do. So I'll see how far I want to take it. The only reason I can really shoot these videos out the way I want to is because I've really been out dealing with some medical situations, man. I had a surgery on my wrist in February from a military injury, and I had another surgery recently in June on my ankle. That's like the 3rd surgery on the same leg, man. So I'm really trying to get my health back right, man, because your boy really was fucked up from these military injuries. And not to get too deep into that, but right now I got the time to actually do this kind of shit. But once I get back into the swing of things, I'll see how my schedule is, and really how far I'll take it due to time. But I'll make time for this if everything go as planned. But here's my thing, man. And I hope I can really make this clear for some guys. If you watch any of my videos, I don't tell men what to do. I don't tell men how to get women. I don't tell men with what women to choose. I'm not a pickup artist. I kind of just do me. I'm very red pill. So what works for me, man. Bottom line, I don't necessarily have an issue getting women. I don't have an issue getting beautiful women, black women or otherwise. That's just the honest truth. So now that I got that out the way, okay, let's go into this, man. Growing up, man, I gave you guys a little bit of my life. My mom was on drugs. My dad was on drugs. He wasn't around. My mom spent the majority of my childhood in prison. So, I had a lot of childhood trauma. And I grew up with my aunt, and she was very verbally abusive, man. Very emotionally abusive to me and my sister. She was physically abusive to me as well. So growing up, bro, I had a very low self-esteem about myself. If any self-esteem at all. I was a very confused young child. And I'm from the hood, just like all you guys, man. I'm from the neighborhood, man. I just chose not to engage in criminal activity, but I can tell you the ins and outs on how the hood works. I used to get into fights all the time like everyone else. But I've always considered myself a bit of an outlier. I really wasn't into a lot of quote unquote black activities. Growing up, man, I used to love to skateboard and rollerblade, like real talk. And a lot of black boys thought that shit was funny or whatever. A lot of black girls didn't really like it. It was what it was. But I had my own style. I had my own little swag, so maybe it wasn't considered masculine, for black America, but, it was what it was. But growing up, man, I developed a real shyness about myself because of my self-esteem, and I'll tell you guys a secret. Well, not really a secret, but I'll tell you guys something. I had a really bad speech impediment growing up. And you guys can probably hear it now as I talk. I had a really, really bad stutter, man. It was bad, bro. And it's still there if you paying attention closely enough. So, with me having this stutter, it was easy for me not to just talk to people growing up. So I kind of just stayed to myself, and I didn't really talk as much, man. But in my high school days, man, I had my fair share of girlfriends but I was a semi-simp in high school as well. I did a lot of simp shit. But I always knew about female nature, man, because I had some homeboys of mine that was really, really digging these chicks out, man, and they had these women eating out of the palm of their hands. So I used to see the things that would go on with these women, man, and we talking about pretty women. We talking about 8 to 9s and shit. I had homeboys in high school fucking grown men wives. So I seen female nature at its worst at a very early age, man. But I didn't become red pill until a little bit later. But growing up, man, was very tough for me, man, because I always felt like I wanted that male presence around me. And granted, I had a very strong granddad. I had some strong uncles that I would spend time with. But my family is dominated by dysfunctional ass black women, bottom line. And growing up, man, I was nothing but a utility for these bitches. It was funny how they would just pass my name around and volunteer me for bullshit work, man. If somebody needed their house painted or they needed some yard work done, they'd be like, hey, call Rashad. Well, that's my real name. They be like, hey, call Rashad. He ain't doing nothing. Or somebody needed some furniture moved, or whatever the case may be, man. I always had to be available to help these women with their personal shit. Nobody ever invested in me as a young boy, man. Bottom line. I had a bullshit self-worth about myself, man, and growing up, man, I was a fucking loner, man. Not until now that I know that I suffered from depression growing up, bro. It was a lot of nights I went to bed crying because of my circumstances. Some days I would just bump my head just to go to sleep, man. Because, excuse me, because I was very unhappy with my life. That's probably why I don't do a lot of videos talking about like white supremacy and shit, because that just wasn't my biggest problem growing up, man. I can pinpoint what the issues of mine was. So anyway, moving on, man. I joined the military when I was 17. Like a lot of people think you need to be 18, but you can be 17 as long as you get a judge to sign off and you have a parent or guardian to sign off for you. So once I joined the military and I was around men most of my days, this is when things started to change for me, man. And I was out on my own and I was traveling, and I really got to be exposed to a different way of life. I got to be exposed to different kinds of women and different cultures and things of that nature. And, so it started to boost my confidence a little higher and higher. And as my self-esteem grew, I kind of grew out of my stutter. It's funny growing up, man. Like, none of these bitches in my family ever wanted to help me as far as getting me speech therapy growing up. They would just pray for me and pray that God would take it away. All of that witchcraft bullshit that they do. So like I say, man, these women never really invested in me, man. But these would be the same women who complain about black men not building, right? Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, moving on. So I started really getting into working out, and I started to get like real therapy and release a lot of these demons that I had, man, because I started to get into some real self-destructive behavior. I was heavy into the alcohol and shit. I'm talking about really, like, I used to get drunk until I just blacked the fuck out. I would get drunk in clubs and ended up into these crazy fist fights and shit. And all of this really stemmed from me having a very low self-esteem, bro. So once I started to really seek therapy, it really helped me, man. And once I got back from Iraq, man, I had a whole new set of problems, because now I'm dealing with PTSD, plus my childhood trauma. All of this combined together, my mentals was really shot, man. So I really had to build myself up, as a black man in America, man. I had to build myself up brick by brick, and I had to do it on my own, because I spent a lot of my years seeking validation from women and, thinking I was going to get that love from this place or that place, man. But I had to do some real internal searching, man. And that really helped me out a lot, and it really built my confidence, man. And then I got into the real pill stuff a little bit later. But a lot of young black boys have the same story that I do. Most black men, if we all sat into a room together, I think it would be a correlation in all of our life stories. And a lot of it has to do, most of it, 95% of it has to do with this fucked up, dysfunctional matriarchy we come from. Bottom line. And a lot of black men don't want to talk about it. But me personally, man, I'm an open book. I put my face out there. You can't dox me. Nobody can dox me, because I'm an open book, man. I want people to learn from my life, or know that life gets better, or whatever the case may be from watching my videos, even if it's just pure fucking entertainment, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can't dox me, man. It is what it is, and it's not because of the way I look, or I may get compliments from women, or whatever the case. It's just that anybody who knows me personally knows that I'm just down to earth from a regular guy. If anybody want to know anything about me, all they have to do is ask. It is what it is, man. So some guys don't show their face because they, for whatever reason, they might not like the way they look. They might scared they get doxxed. So some guys just have good jobs, and they don't want to get hemmed up talking about this fucked up ass matriarchy. And I'm cool with all of that, because I understand. Never let nobody fuck with your paper. But as far as myself, man, I know how it is to hit rock bottom. I've hit points of depression where suicide crossed my mind, bro. I've never had the heart to do it. I never will do it, but it has crossed my mind. I've hit points that was that low. I've been so depressed at times in my life where I would just be driving and I'll just bust out crying. You know, that's how bad I felt about myself, man. You know, growing up in my household, I remember my aunt calling me a bitch. A young black boy that's supposed to be, you know, growing into a man, and you breaking him down verbally. You know, so some people might look at my videos and look at the titles like, oh, you know, he hates women, he hates black women, or he thinks white women are better. I've never said that one time. All females got pretty much the same nature. It's just that, you know, black culture is fucked up, especially for outlier brothers. You know, and I want the outlier brothers to know that it's okay to seek your own options. You know, because for some guys, what makes them masculine and what makes them good men, a lot of females don't value that in the black community, especially when they are young. So yeah, their best option might be an Asian woman or a Hispanic woman or a white woman, and I say go for it, man. Fuck this community talk, man. I try to stay far away from that shit, but I've done stuff on my own level. Like, I remember I took custody of my little cousin. His dad was in a gang. His dad was in a black guerrilla family. His dad got killed. And I was living in Louisiana. I was still in the military. And I moved him down there with me. You know, I had him for about 8 months. And some of the same symptoms that I seen in myself, I seen in him. You know, he was very unsure about life. He didn't have high self-esteem. You know, I would watch him just do stupid shit, and I really worked with this kid, but I had to finally send him home when, you know, he was stealing from me and shit. And it was crazy, man, because I put all my energy into this kid, man. You know, he was 16. He had a couple more years of school left. So, you know, I was trying to get him into school down there, and, you know, I had bank accounts set up for him. He didn't have to worry about anything, but he was so, the matriarchal psychosis had him so wrapped up that, you know, I couldn't deal with it no longer because I was putting more time and energy into him than I was doing with my own daughter. And the final straw was when, you know, I had just bought a brand new car off the car lot, brand new, no miles. And, you know, I caught the motherfucker driving my car, man, and he crashed it. And so I had to send him home, you know. But that was a bad day for me because I had high hopes for this young dude, you know. And even that situation sent me into another depression because I knew where he was going home to. You know, when he went home and got back into the same fuckery and had a baby, you know, it just was what it was. You know, he chose that life. You know, so I've tried to reach back and help people, but even in those kind of situations, I learned that, you know what, you can only do so much. I stretched myself so thin that I jumped back into a depression fucking around with this little fucker, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he's my cousin and I love him. But it's funny because he called me maybe a year later and he thanked me, man. You know, he thanked me for exposing him to a different way of life. And so, you know, that was what it was. You know, but if you look at my videos, man, I'm not telling men how to get women and how to be a Mac or a pickup artist. Nah, man, I'm telling black men to build yourself, man. Build your self-esteem. I'm telling black men, look, man, you know, it's all on you. If you need help, man, there are options out there to get help. You know, if you need professional help, man, take that option. You know, because as black men, we really need to get our minds right. You know, because I was really into the alcohol shit, man. And, you know, I got into some real self-destructive patterns, man, that I had to check. I had to check them on my own. I mean, of course, I had people around me telling me, but I wasn't listening to that shit, man. And this is all because, you know, because of my self-esteem issues, bro. You know, even some of the women that I was choosing, you know, You know, that all came from a bullshit, fucked up self-worth about myself, man. So yeah, man, you know, my videos are never geared towards telling men what to do as far as getting women. I mean, to be honest, I really don't give a fuck, man. I don't really dick watch. Pause. You know, I don't, man. You know, whoever you choose is on you, man. But I'm just giving out red pill game that I have acquired through my little bit of time on Earth. You know, and if it helps people out, then it helps people out. Or if you just find entertainment value in it, that's fine too, man. You know, but I think it needs to be more of a brotherhood. But it's fucked up, man, because a lot of times with black men is you know, a lot of this pussy comes between a true brotherhood that can be created. Because a lot of black men are seeking from validation from these bitches. I've been there. A lot of black men are just pure fucking simps. I had my simp days. A lot of black men are just forever gonna be blue pill. It is what it is. You know, so as black men, man, we gotta get in where we fit in. You know, I think it's a damn shame, you know, if a brother wants to date out because he feel that his options are better on the other side of the fence, that he gets shamed for it. Yo, I'm here to tell you, man, for some brothers, you know, their character and their attributes and what they can provide to this world in other cultures are masculine. But in black America, a lot of times with these women, man, especially when they're young, you know, a lot of us brothers, we try to act like something that we're not. And a lot of times it really holds us back from getting that self-actualization, man. Fuck that, man. You know, so a lot of times it is a white woman or an Asian woman that'll see things in a black man that black bitches just don't see. We need to be honest about this shit, man. You know, guys are shaming men. Look, man, that shit gotta stop, man. You know, that shit gotta stop, bro. So, you know, this is a place where I want black men to come and congregate and get things off of their chest, release the pressure, release the weight off of their fucking shoulders, man, and we can move on from some of these issues, because this matriarchy has fucked us up, man. You know, bottom line, man. No matter how we want to put it, man, a lot of us, man, oh man, I'm really getting pissed off talking about this shit, because it's a lot of these pro-black fucking simps that'll never call out this black bitch. You know, verbal abuse is real. Emotional abuse is real, man. You know, real talk, man. And I said this on a hangout yesterday, but I'll say it again. You know, growing up, man, black men, you know, when I grew up in the 90s, black men were natural hustlers, man. I would see black men selling anything, man. Clothes, shoes, car parts, you know, meat. You know, black men used to get money any way they could, man. And they was able to make a living to take care of their families. You know, a lot of black men into trades. And I'm trying to tell you real shit. In the 90s, man, well, even to the day, but especially when I was growing up, bro, if a black man had a pickup truck, that motherfucker always had money. I promise you, man. He'll pull out a knot of hundreds and fucking 20s right in your face. You know, black men are natural fucking hustlers, but because we look out of the eyes of this black female and she thinks success is having a degree, having credentials, having this and that, you know, being in school debt up to $100,000. You know, man, black men are natural hustlers, man. And, you know, it's sad that sometimes we look down on each other. You know what I'm saying? If I see a black man out here selling water, you know, if I got some cash on me, I'll just buy one just cause. If I see a black man selling underwear or soap or a pack of socks, if I got change, sometimes I'll just buy it, man, because he's an entrepreneur. Fuck that, man. He might not have a building yet. You know, he might not have the infrastructure yet, but he's successful. You know why? Because he's not asking anybody for anything. You know? But because we look out of the eyes of this black bitch, we think because he's not an engineer or he doesn't have a master's degree or a PhD that he's not successful in his own right. You know, I think that's asinine, man. But we got to keep it real, man. This is how we look at each other sometimes, bro. You know, I'm telling you the truth, man. For a lot of black men, yo, man, your best bet is to stay away from this Hamite woman, yo. Real talk, man. You know, she is dangerous to your psyche, man. You know, because somewhere along the line, her validation became more important than building up your own self-esteem. You know, a black man didn't feel good about himself until a black female said he was good. And we all know nothing in this world is going to make her happy. The black female was not going to be happy until the white man says she's pretty. So why even fight that battle? You know, why fight that battle? You know, it's fucking bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? So when I look at black men, man, I try to see the good. And I ain't talking about the Pookie and Ray Ray niggas on the block. You know, they gonna be who they gonna be. I'm talking about black men every day that wake up and try to get it. Try to get a couple dollars in their pocket on any level. Whether you a doctor or whether you the guy selling water bottles outside the football game. Look, man, it is what it is. He ain't asking nobody for nothing. He out there working hard for $1. You know, in Baltimore, man, we got the carts with the horses. You know, they come through the neighborhood. They selling vegetables and fresh fruit. You know what I'm saying? If I got a couple dollars, man, I'll go ahead and spend my money, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know, that's just how I get down. Because I'm black men first. And that's how I live, man. We have let these women take over the narrative, man, about who's masculine and who's not, who's alpha, who's not, who's successful, who's not. That's bullshit, man. Black men, take your fucking narrative back. If you are outlier, brother, you know, and a lot of these black hoes don't think you masculine or don't think you industrious or don't think you are alpha, then you might be better suited for another culture. Go explore your options, man. We don't need her fucking approval no more. You know, I mean, to be honest, we never needed it. You know, I'm very, very red pill in my personal life. You know, as far as family and shit like that. And, you know, so a lot of guys are going to have to pass that hump of checking family members. That's not going to be an easy thing to do. You have to be comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, man. We have to get comfortable doing that. And I ain't saying go call your mom a bitch or whatever. Nah, man, but it's a way that you can talk to her, man. You know, and once you lay your foot down on certain positions, be consistent. Because we know the psyop games these women play. As black men, you know, if you want to get past the shaming tactics with your family members, be consistent. Eventually they'll get it, man. Trust me. I'm a living testimony on that, man. Trust me. You know what I mean? So if God, you know, the guy sent me an email, man, and look, man, I don't hate women. I'm not angry at these hoes. You know, I accept female nature for what it is. Now, do I like it? No, man. No. But it is what it is, man. You know, they can't change us. We can't change them. The only thing I can do is adjust myself properly to be in a position of strength at all times. That's it, man. You know, that's it. I've never made one video telling brothers how to be a pimp, how to be a Mac, how to be alpha. You know, I don't even really click on those videos because guys are always trying to pimp your mind, man. And then, you know, they want donations for that bullshit. I'm like, nah, man. My thing is get out here, do a little bit of living. You're going to mess up. You're going to have money. You're going to lose money. You know, if you can get a little bit of game from some guys, then cool, man. But guys are trying to sell. They trying to sell to men how to be men on YouTube. And, I kind of, you know, I guess it just ain't for me. You know, bottom line, you know. It just ain't for me, man. You know, you really gotta search deep, man, and really build your self-esteem brick by brick, man. As a black man, you know, you have to get out of this matriarchy mindset, bro. It's a fucking psychosis. I don't care what nobody say. You know, I just told y'all, man, when I was a kid, man, I had very low self-esteem. I had depression. I had a bad speech impediment. I felt like shit about myself. I got into some self-destructive behavior. You know, there were times I even thought about suicide, man. But as black men, we can get over that shit, man. You know, we can get over that shit, man. Bottom line. Sometimes, man, we just gotta stay the fuck away from these women. I don't have no problem getting my dick sucked. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I got no problem, man. But that's not what we should be looking into, getting validation from these hoes, man. You know, I treat these hoes exactly how they should be treated, like hoes. I done had some bad bitches, man. I'm talking about women that some guys will kill for, doing the most freakiest, wildest shit in my bedroom, then kick them the fuck out of my house, man. You know, this is real talk, man. I got no reason to fucking lie, man. You know, you know, man. I can do interviews with these women, and you'll be like, damn, man, I'll wife her up, man. No, man, this bitch is a smut, and treat her like a smut. You know. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. So, you know, on my channel, bro, I talk about various different topics, man. You know, but eventually I do want to evolve into a more of a black men's hangout where we can really get more deeper into self-esteem issues and into low self-worth issues and some real depression and PTSD. You know, eventually that's what I want to evolve into. You know, oh, we still going to talk about the black female fuckery. That ain't going nowhere. We but because a lot of these issues are rooted from that. You know what I mean? But I know what I want my channel to evolve into, and you know, I'll get there. You know, I'm not on nobody's time limit. You know, I still got a personal life as well. So there it is, man. You know, that's just my position on things, man. I'm here for the underdogs. I'm here for the guys who were forgot about, or the guys that people just didn't think about, or the guys that were overlooked. I'm saying this is our day. You know, we're going to take the fucking narrative back. You know, we just got to be consistent, fellas. That's it, man. Consistency is the key. But we got to believe in ourselves, man. That's like, man, if I'm walking, man, and I come across a cool brother, man, and we talk, the first thing I do, man, is put a big smile on my face, man. Because I want, because I want to express to this brother, this black man, that I'm black men first, you know. And when you come into my zone, you know, the way I look at you is with positivity. You know, I ain't talking about these dusty ass pookie niggas that's on the block. Look, man, I know I'm talking about everyday good black men, the good fathers, the good husbands, the hard workers. You know, yeah, I definitely think we can treat each other a little bit better. You know, that's where I'm at. You know, but it starts within, niggas. It starts within. You know, I didn't hold anything back in this video I'm doing now, man. I sat there and told y'all, man, when I was young, sometimes I used to cry myself to sleep, man, because I wanted my circumstances to just be different. You know, it is what it is, though, man. I had to make my circumstances different. I had to. It wasn't on no fucking white man. It wasn't on no bitch. I had to do it. Boogie had to do it. And that's the mentality that we gotta have, man. Once I started putting my positive energy into myself, it started to reflect in my personal life. Then I had guys along the way who kind of became my mentors. you know, who started putting me up on game and red pill game. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not hard, man. You know, and I'm kind of rambling on, but I'm passionate about this, bro. I'm passionate about it. And the black community, the worst of us, gets the most fucking shine. And I'm saying, fuck that, man. Why does Freddie Gray have a mural in Baltimore? The everyday brother should have a mural. Because the everyday brother is the ones that's holding this community together. What's left of it anyway. You know? But you got, come on, man. I can do a whole nother video on this fucking Freddie Gray bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know, this matriarchal psychosis is real. You know, I don't even fuck with a bitch who's talking like that. You know, once I sense even a grain of feminism in a female, I keep it moving, man. You know, I keep it moving, man. I can't do it. You know, because they don't know that mentality has destroyed a whole culture. Straight up. These women, a lot of these women have failed at raising young boys, man. And I gave y'all my fucking testimony, man. You know, I can't even say growing up I had self-esteem. I had a no esteem. That's how bad I felt about myself, man. It's crazy, bro. It was crazy. And when I was in these moments, those were the times where I was simping the most, because I was trying to get validation from these hoes, man. But now that I've fixed a lot of those personal issues, and I'm not all the way put together, trust me, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But you know, a bitch gotta try long and hard to get over on me now, man. You know, but it's funny, you know, because when I'm out living my everyday life in public, man, I'm very nice, man. I'm very courteous. I just keep it moving, man. You know, if I come across a decent female, I talk to her, but look, I'm brutally honest with her. And a lot of these chicks are down, man. That's why I say, man, I got more head just being an honorable man than when I was out here trying to buck dance and cater to these hoes and, you know, do all this. Me just being honorable and sticking to my guns. I've had a lot of beautiful women on their fucking knees, man. Real talk, man. And anybody that know me, yo, man, they'll tell you personally, this is real life stories, bro. But I think I'm gonna end this right here, man, because I've been rambling for a long fucking time. But you know, look, man, black men, we really all we got, man, is each other. We got no fucking allies, man. Real talk. Especially thinking black men. We got no allies out here, bro. And for 1 minute, if you think that black bitch cares about you, I'm not talking about your mom or your, you know, because some guys had great mothers. Some guys had great grandma, really great grandmothers and stuff like that. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, you know, if you didn't have a strong, dominant male presence in your family, you know, some things still could be a little wrong with you as well. So, you know, everybody mom wasn't bad, man. And I'll put that little caveat out there for you guys, you know. But, you know what I'm saying, you know, but still, man, if we think that these women are going to give us validation and make us feel whole, then you already lost, brother. You know, it starts with you and it ends with you. And that's what I had to learn. But I had to take the long way around. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. The long way around, man. That's why now, man, I really surround myself with a lot of, you know, men. You know, a lot of my military guys, man. We talk every single day, man. And we talk to each other like men. And we discuss men topics, man. You know, like besides my daughters, man, I barely talk to women, man. You know, it just is what it is, man. You know, I discuss a few things, you know, if I gotta work with them out. But look, I don't really have a lot of room for a lot of women talk. I don't gossip. I don't talk about a lot of fuckery. So it's really no need for me to talk to a lot of women. I got my small little crew of females that I talk to, and I keep it moving, man. You know? So for all the fellas out there who grew up thinking they was outliers, or they was forgot about, or they wasn't seen, this is our day to shine, man. This is our day to shine. You know? But you gotta believe it, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe it and you got to live it. We can't just get on the internet and talk, you know, and talk behind avatars. You got to live that shit in your real life too, man. You know, the same way that you red pill for that ugly bitch or that average bitch, you got to be red pill when that fine bitch come across you too. I know it's going to be hard, man. You know, I know it's going to be tough. But hey, man, that's it, man, because I'm rambling and shit. But yo, please share the video, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. I got more heat coming for you guys. I appreciate all the comments, man, from the heart, man. Real talk. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead, man. See Boogie gonna sign off right here, man. I salute you guys with both hands. Peace.